Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
But to the viewer from Toronto who says, what's the most intense game you've ever been involved in? Viewers obviously watching on the Game Plus TV network.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I don't think you, or ma'am, I've needed police escorts out of facilities. I've needed police escorts out of cities. So you're going to need to define intense. I assume you mean on the playing field. I've been threatened in many facilities across this country, all because of my own actions. Was there a game more intense for you than the 2007 Grey Cup?
I think the Grey Cups in general, like I say 09 and 10 were big time Grey Cups too for me as far as intensity. But if you get away from the Grey Cups, I would say that rematch against Montreal,
Canada Day comeback.
Yeah, that 50, what was it, 51, 54, or 50, whatever. With 50-something to 50, that was just back and forth. We
Triple
were down
overtime, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were down 3. We had another 13-man penalty that almost ruined the game for Saskatchewan again. Had great catches left and right. Everybody was, it was just, if you weren't a CFL fan and you watched that game, you would have been a CFL fan after that. That was the best, probably the best CFL game I've ever seen, been a part of. And it was intense. After we closed the gap before half, that second half was the most intense thing ever.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Let's just imagine that Steve Armitage is hosting the broadcast tonight. How would that go, Mike?
Oh, thanks, Mark. It's going to be a great series as the Calgary Flames, a fabulous city, up against Edmonton. Edmonton! Germs, disease, sweatpants with good shoes.
Don't bring the hate on Rod. This is all on this end, folks. Be mad at this guy.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Oh, wasn't that something? Hello, everybody. Mike Richards getting the Oilers all upset. Everybody. We're live from Ace Casino Airport in Calgary, Hotel Clique, Calgary Airport. How could you tell we just went live? Everybody's neck just snapped over here to the bar where we're broadcasting. The sports bar is just steps away. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Olympic gold medal curler and member of Team Bottcher, Ben Hebert's going to be with us in hour 1 into hour 2, and the voice of the Calgary Stampeders, iconic Calgary broadcaster Mark Stevens, going to be with us. But speaking of icons, let's go to the NHL's Bermuda Triangle, where the snow is probably still blowing. It's settled in here in Calgary. I heard them saying a while back, it looks like Christmas outside. What? April 20th. How about that, Moose? Oh, well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
How about that?
It feels like Christmas inside. You know, when I have the hot coffee and I'm walking around and the snow is covering the windows and it's feeling cold outside, it feels like a white Christmas. So you know what? Whatever. Enjoy it. Watch a couple movies. Do your thing. Have some extra chocolates and go to town.
It could be a lot worse. All right. Let's hit the quick six show horn director. Jordan, we'll get back into it again. Because this ain't the Weather Network. We're broadcasting live on Game Plus Television, the streams, and WQEE, the Fringe Radio Network down there in Georgia. We're going to open up with hockey, of course, because it is Canada after all. 4 more fabulous games in the NHL on Wednesday night. Klim Kostin scored a game-winning goal early in the third period as the Edmonton Oilers hung on for a 4-2 win over the LA Kings in Game 2, tying the series 1-1. Edmonton led 2-0 early, looking like they'd run away. LA stormed back to tie it, and then the Oilers pulled away. Game 3 Friday in Tinseltown. We watched it. I assume you did, Moose. There was a very large portion of me going deja vu, obviously, but the Oilers weren't going to get caught with their pants down again. So they're 1-1 going to LA. I wonder how it plays out the rest of the way. It's now a best of 5. The Oilers are clearly the better team, and I don't think they're going to look back again. You?
I'm with you. I don't think they're going to look back, but anything can happen. And that's the thing about this LA Kings team. They've got enough veteran savvy with the Kopitars and the Dowdies. They've got enough skill up front that they can steal games. And so when they go back home, they've got a great fan base. They're going to have a full building. It's going to be loud. They're going to be all over McDavid, which they were, in other games there. So anything can happen, but you're right. The Oilers are absolutely the better team. And it was big for them to come out after having their backs against a wall a little bit after 40 and pull out the win in the third period. So I think they've taken a step forward. And really, that sometimes sets you up for a bit of an ugly game, the next one, where they may put, 4, 5, 6 on the board pretty early against LA in Game 3.
I think they're very much capable of that. And I want to tell folks, I haven't said this for a long time on this show, for the way of a roadmap the rest of the way on this show, Moose is going to be with us for the first 2 segments for 40 minutes. Then he's done for the day. Then Benny Hebert's going to come in for 3 segments, and then Mark Steven to close out the show. But I want to say something. We had I see Kevin the Medium has checked in. He's on the staff of the RP show now. I just want to say something. The U.S. viewers and audience have checked in, and they said, y'all can keep the snow. They're not interested in having this. They're like, sounds nice. You do you. That's what the Americans are saying. And what's cool about this is the reason I bring this up, and this is why it's the Rod Pedersen Show, not Sports Center. We'll get back to sports in a second. But it's my stories that are a lot of fun. So we had, Kevin and I had lunch yesterday with Naeem, one of the owners here, he and his brother. It's a family-run business. And I've told a few of my friends since, you're one, Darren, about how that meeting went. Well, they're not just into casinos. They're like, we have a couple hotels in Tennessee. We have a tequila distillery in Mexico. We have this. He goes, I was a corporate lawyer in New York for 6 years. We have a venture capital company. They're all over the place. And he thinks it's really hella cool that we're on a radio station in Atlanta, Georgia, where, by the way, Calgary is a world-class city. So if you're looking to get out of that southern heat in the summer, maybe come on up to the foothills and stop by Ace Casino Airport, right? He gets it. Because he's like, we're into something all over the place. I'm like, I get you, brother. Us too. It's exciting. So how I started that is everybody's saying you could have the snow. Although Landry in Billings, Montana says it's snowing in Billings, Montana today. I guess we're just going from winter to summer. Ain't that something? Anyways, back on track. I'm not going to go as deep into the other NHL games from last night other than to say Jesper Fast scored an overtime goal as Carolina beat the Islanders 4-3, but lost forward Teuvo Teravainen to a broken hand in the process. Florida upset Boston 6-3 on the road. That series is 1-1, and I didn't see it coming. And I guess the Panthers can probably, I don't know. I wrote them off twice. I wrote them off in December. I wrote them off going into the series. I'm starting to wonder, is the unthinkable possible? That now is a best of 5, Moose. And that was the best you're going to see of the Florida Panthers. My phone was blowing up last night. They're like, what's going on? I said, I think they're playing a little bit above their head. You know what? That can happen. They played a wide open style. They broke it open last night, and Boston couldn't play that style with them. I wonder if that can continue.
It can. I still think Boston's not going to be panicking over this. I still think they're the better team in the series. But, Florida figured out how to win and how to beat Boston. And we talk about paths to victory. They found a pretty good one, right? Just let it all hang out and just go, go, go. And it worked. And a lot of guys there that have a little chip on their shoulder, right? I mean, yeah, Lyon's playing in goal and not Bobrovsky, but Tkachuk's got a little chip on his shoulder. Eric Stahl's another veteran. He scored last night, a guy who has a cup run with Carolina and hasn't won in a long time, right? So, a guy who's hungry. I think maybe this group might be getting it back on track and, might be putting a scare into the Boston Bruins. So we'll see how they follow it up. But that was some signs of life.
Well, overall, and they're showing the highlights here right now, it got rough in that game. Sergei Bobrovsky is on the bench. Alex Lyon is playing. You got this is what I love about the playoffs. It is a new season. You've got $10.5 million sitting on the bench in Sergei Bobrovsky, and you're going with a rookie. Okay? You would not see that in football. You would not see that in the NFL. You would not put Aaron Rodgers on the bench in a playoff game for Jordan Love. You just don't do that. But Paul Maurice is going with a guy that clearly they have more faith in. And speaking of goalies, which I love analyzing the goalies, the Dallas Stars avoided going down 2-0 to the Minnesota Wild. They beat Minnie 7-3, and Marc-Andre Fleury was on the hook for all 7 games. Goals. I wonder why, because Gustafsson was the backup last night. I don't know why Dean Evison would go away from him. I didn't watch any of that game. I was locked in on Panthers Bruins at my buddy's house and then came home to watch the Oilers Kings. Did you spend any time watching the Wild and Stars?
A little bit, and you're right, because Marc-Andre Fleury was on the bench in game 1, right? Didn't play.
Yes.
Why? It wasn't a back-to-back night situation. You had the day off in between. Unless that was always the situation that they were each going to get a start and then see where you go from there. But all the momentum that you had grabbed from game 1 gone. So I don't really know what that decision was all about, but I can't imagine that Marc-Andre Fleury's in between the pipes for game 3.
We are very big in Manitoba in terms of viewers and listeners, as you know. And Randy in Winnipeg says the snow is gone already. They're a little bit east of you, Moose, so they're informing you that the snow is not there to stay. So that's the positive thing. And he says, why didn't the Wild start Gustafsson? Right? That's what I'm saying. James in Board in Manitoba says Boston won all year to get their home ice advantage, and Florida took it from them last night. That's a fact. And John in Edmonton says, is the Winnipeg ice moving? Just hang on. That's my 6th point of the quick 6. So you're just going to have to hang on. We will address that situation and why that's come up. 902-518-3033 is the text number to reach me in the studio set right here at Ace Casino Airport, Calgary. By the way, check out the couples staycation package at Hotel Clique, Calgary Airport. Rates starting from $179. Includes a $40 voucher for Tonic Kitchen and Bar, plus a bottle of sparkling wine, Chef's Delight, plus a late checkout of 2 p.m. For a complete description of our theme suites, visit hotelclique.ca. I got a tour of those theme suites. They're pretty wild. That's all I will say.
I've heard.
And I'm not, yeah. Whew. Let's put it this way. I've never needed a remote control for my bed until this point in my life. Staying at the Hotel Clique, Calgary Airport. I'm not joking. I couldn't figure it out.
How about that?
How about that?
How about the poll question today for Key Auto Group? Key Chevrolet Buick GMC is celebrating its Springtastic event with 3.49% financing on up to 60 months for the 2023 Buick Envision. Conditions apply. Go to keychev.com for details. Before we move on to other sports, this pertains to the NHL. How do you feel about the 3-game suspension to the Leafs' Michael Bunting? Was it too harsh? Is it too light? Or is it just right? Said Goldilocks. 54% of you saying it's just right. 3 games for the old chicken wing elbow the other night in game 1. 54% saying it's just right. 38% saying it's too harsh. And 8% saying that it's too light. So that is the thing. Michael Bunting, as commented out, will be eating in the press box at Scotiabank Arena for the next few games, and hoping that this series goes long enough for him to return. Okay. Your thoughts on that before we switch gears, Moose?
I got to stay with too harsh because when we were talking yesterday, I thought it would be 1 to 2 games. I thought it'd be probably 2 games if I had to guess. So based on my prediction, a little too harsh, but really not. I mean, at the end of the day, they want to send a message. They want to get headshots out of the game. It was unnecessary. So I'm okay with it, but I would have voted a little bit too harsh by a game.
Of course, you're a Leafs fan.
Of course.
Your opinion, you shouldn't even be allowed to vote.
You asked.
I think that it's... yeah.
Oh,
I'm voting
good
that it's...
one, Rod.
Thanks, Rick Regan. To the baseball, Luis Garcia tied a career high with 9 strikeouts in 7 shutout innings. Jeremy Pena capped a 6-run 8 and with a 3-run homer. And the Houston Astros defeated the Toronto Blue Jays 8-1 Blue Jays starter Jose Berrios surrendered 2 runs on 3 hits with three strikeouts in 7 innings. That's the first series the Blue Jays have lost since St. Louis at the start of the year. Point 3, Brooke Lopez scored 25 points. Drew Holiday added 24. And the hot-shooting Milwaukee Bucks withstood Giannis Antetokounmpo's absence while trouncing the Miami Heat 138-122, tying their Eastern Conference first-round playoff series at a game each. Kitchener's Jamal Murray scored 40 points to lead the Denver Nuggets past the Minnesota Timberwolves and take a 2-0 series lead. And Memphis Grizzlies down the L.A. Lakers 103-93. That series is tied 1-1. How about this from NFL Canada? I'm getting all these interesting emails from football leagues. I'm like, why am I getting emails from the XFL? I haven't watched a game all year. I get an email from NFL Canada, and I want you to listen up, Moose, and everybody. They've got, from this email from NFL Canada, number 1, they said Canadian football history could be made at this year's draft with the number of Canadians selected, with 5 players invited to this year's combine and a total of 7 Canadians who have officially declared for the NFL draft this year. The previous record of 4 Canadian players selected in both 2021 and 2014 is just waiting to be broken. And they're offering an NFL draft challenge. If you correctly pick the first, how many picks do they think you got to get right in the first round to win a $100 gift card? I think it's to the NFL Canada shop. I'm like, there's no way you could do this. I don't, unless you're Mike Mayock or Mel Kiper. But how many picks do you think they're asking you to nail to win a $100 gift card from NFL Canada?
10.
15.
Whoa.
I know.
That's not easy.
Dude, I would be stumped at 1 because we don't know.
That's right.
Is it Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud, or are you like the Florida quarterback? So at NFL Canada right now, I got this email from them. They said if you correctly pick the first 15 picks of the NFL draft, which incidentally round 1 is a week from tonight, you're not going to automatically win a $100 gift card, but you'll go into a draw for a $100 gift card. Do you think, people, that you could do that, audience? Because I don't even know who. Well, I would take Bryce Young number 1 overall because I'm an Alabama fan, Alabama guy. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks the school's ever had. So who do you think will go number 1 overall? Like, if I pick Bryce Young and they go with C.J. Stroud, I'm all of a sudden my bracket's busted. That would be the biggest bad beat of all time from Bet Regal. Like, how many correct picks do you think you could make?
Right? What if there's a trade happens?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk about the number 3 pick being up in the air in terms of a trade, teams moving up. My Titans at number 11 are looking at trading up or down. So, like, that's going to happen. At the end of the day, I don't know. I'm with you. I'd take Bryce Young first overall. I think Bryce Young is going to go first overall, go to Bet Regal, and I'm going to put some change down on that because I think it will be Bryce Young. The media is spinning C.J. Stroud, whether it's his testing. They talked about him ghosting the Mannings. Did you see that one, the Manning camp? He had committed to the Manning Passing Academy, and then the night before the academy just ghosted them and then never showed up. And they're texting him. So there's that, and people are starting to question C.J. Stroud's character. You got other people saying he's a good leader. So I think Bryce Young is going to go first overall.
Well, I could have told you that. Carlos in Indianapolis says 15 picks in a row. I'd be surprised to see 1% of all the mock drafts get at least 15 picks right. Well, that's what NFL Canada is offering right now. When we come back, we'll talk about the NHL tonight, the Western Hockey League, maybe moving to Lloydminster. They're getting a brand new arena there. And whatever else you folks would like to discuss. Benny Hebert is in the house. He'll be with us later on in Hour 1. Mark Stephen, the voice of the Stampeders, in Hour 2. We're live from Ace Casino Airport and Hotel Clique, Calgary Airport on the Game Plus Television Network, your favorite podcast platform, and WQEE, the Fringe Radio Network.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Text 902-518-3033. 902-518-3033. 3033. Pick up your phone and text RP, that's Rod Pedersen. Text 902 518 3033.
We're all capable of doing more. More speed, more reps, more commitment to getting every detail perfect. And that's why it's important we never miss a donation appointment. Blood and plasma donors are needed every day in Canada to support thousands of patients that rely on Canada's lifeline. We're asking you to join the Hockey Gives Blood Partners for Life team. Join today by downloading the Give Blood app or book online at blood.ca/HGB.
The SJHL raffle is underway with your chance to win a brand new Polaris side-by-side, courtesy the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Tickets are available now until April 23rd, with the draw taking place live on SJHL Insiders April 27th. 1 for $25, 3 for $60, or 10 for $100, but there are only 5,000 tickets available. Get yours today at sjhlraffle.ca.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
There's a look at Ace Casino Airport, now open. By the way, UFC 288, May 6th, viewing party right here in the Ace Casino Airport Sports Bar. All UFC pay-per-view events are on the 40-foot digital screen here at Ace Casino Airport. Darren Moose DuPont is with us. One more segment, then he gone. Ben Hebert coming up. He's right here beside me. And Mark Steven coming up in hour 2, the voice of the Calgary Stampeders. I don't know what to say about this. But I do have to say something about the NFL. Yes, we're on the air in Atlanta, which is an NFL market. We're on in 31 U.S. states. The second I brought up this NFL draft contest from NFL Canada, the comments are going crazy. Landry in Billings, Montana says, I read where Mel Kiper has a 25% success rate in the first round. He knows about as much as you and I do. I bet you there's a lot of NFL general managers that have about a 25% success rate. It's not easy. Everybody thinks it's so easy. Darren, I'd be very interested. And if I was going to enter this NFL Canada contest where you got to correctly name the first 15 picks, I would just steal somebody's mock draft. I don't have any idea. It would be like, it's like a flipping March Madness bracket.
Pretty much. And one trade, you know, I mean, you can still pick the picks in order no matter what, even if there's trades, but one trade could throw the whole thing off. because then your guy gets taken and everybody's draft board gets thrown out of whack, and then everybody's picks change. You know, it's that's the wild part of it. We've seen this. Very hard to predict.
Wayne in Victoria, BC says, no way I could even pick one. Hello. That's the point. If you screw up the first one, your bracket's busted. And I think there's a very good chance of that happening. Darren Workman watching in Utah says, Anthony Richardson from Florida has all the looks of Jamarcus Russell, the Raiders quarterback from LSU. I wouldn't be bragging about that. So we'll move on from there. Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, says the top 15 are very hard. Yes, they are. That's the whole idea, as my friend Johnny Athens would say. Before we move on to the WHL story that everybody wants to talk about here, SJHL fans, get your tickets now for the SJHL raffle for your chance to win a brand new Polaris side-by-side. Tickets are available now at sjhlraffle.ca and are on sale until April 23rd. Tickets are 1 for $25, 3 for $60, or 10 for $100. All proceeds from the raffle support the SJHL and its member teams. That's sjhlraffle.ca. Don't wait. Get your tickets today. My fifth point was the NHL tonight. I'm just going to pause that for a second, Darren. We'll come back to that. And by the way, and I'll get into that with me here, Benny Hebert.
Yeah.
He also said he was in the Grand Slam last week. It was in Brampton, right?
Yeah.
Brampton? Maple Leaf Gardens? Oh, yeah. The old Leafs place. Okay. He said Bo Levi came to watch him there. So we got some stuff to get to sort with meat.
Nice.
But I want to implore everybody to check out Hotel Clique Calgary Airport's all-inclusive wedding packages. Fly and gather in one location. Enjoy your moment and cancel the stress with our convenient location for family and friends. All-inclusive packages starting at just $79.95. What? Contact Hotel Clique Calgary Airport for details. So I don't have a link to this story. I can do it off the top of my head because I've been following this story for a while. They just announced Wednesday the city of Lloydminster, the federal government, and the provincial government. Provincial government of Sask, by the way, I believe. Yeah, because Donnie McMorris, my high school driver's ed teacher.
How about that?
Announcing that they're putting in tens of millions of dollars just from the province of Sask and Ottawa for a $105 million multi-purpose facility. It looks beautiful. It's the top item running right now at rodpeterson.com. Now, it only holds 2,500 for hockey. It'll hold 4,500 with floor seating, and it's got people talking about, because the Winnipeg Ice may have to leave Winnipeg, would they land in Lloydminster? Quick little Google search. Google doctor, population of Lloydminster. We were surprised to know 30,000 people. That's enough for a WHL team. Maybe that would be a good poll question today. Should the Winnipeg Ice move to Lloyd, and could the city support it? Yes, from me. Where are you on that?
Yeah, I've been, looking into this arena project and all the different options that were on the table, and some of the different, scenarios. Looks like it's going to be great. I think if it's 2,500 seats, unfortunately, I don't think that's an option for a WHL team. And I know it's worked in markets. I know it happens in Swift, and they survive there. And I know what happens. Cranbrook, I don't think was very big. I don't remember what their capacity was in Cranbrook. And I know, they're doing pretty well with what they're doing in junior A hockey. But Lloyd, great community. Spent lots of time there. There's,
me too.
Depending on what the oil and gas industry is doing at the time, there's money, sponsorship dollars. You kind of maybe have the opportunity to engage two provinces a little bit with partnerships and funding in whichever way you go that way. I would like to see them, though, look really hard at this arena project, if you're going to put that much money into it, to make sure you've got 5,000 seats for hockey. If you can do 5,000 seats, I think you've got a really good opportunity to be successful.
Well, these renderings, these draft blueprints are, you can wave a wand, make it a bigger arena. And that's the question, by the way. What's Moose Jaw done? Not even 4,000. So,
yeah,
why wouldn't you make it 5,000? Why would you Limit yourself. That's the age-old conundrum. You got Commonwealth Stadium at Edmonton. They only needed 10,000 seats last year for Elks and Eskimos games. You know? So you don't want to build it too big. But the other thing is Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Winnipeg, they all have Western Hockey League teams. And they do draw fairly well, but trust me, we're sitting here in Calgary. Those teams get lost in the market where Moose Jaw, Prince Albert, Swift Current, Medicine Hat, Red Deer.
Yeah.
That's the show, baby. In those towns. So 20 seasons I worked in the Western Hockey League, and quite often we were driving between Edmonton and Saskatoon all the time, passing Lloyd. Why aren't we playing here? The home of Braden Holtby. It's a great town. So I would vote in favor of the WHL going there and being the biggest show in town, but that's just me. From Kurt on streaming, he writes that he says, Rod, Moose Jaw has 30,000 people, and currently there were empty seats during playoff games. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to start a jihad, holy war on that. What are you saying? What are you saying? They're playing in Winnipeg in a rink that holds 1,500 people right now. So to go to Lloyd for 2,500, what's the difference? Especially if you're going to sell it out. I don't actually see a downside to it.
No, and Swift Current's got, 18,000 people in the surrounding area? And they put 2,500 people in their building when you engage the community and you put a good product on the ice. And for whatever reason, they're not drawing yet in Moose Jaw and selling out the building. But there's still a lot of energy. There's still a lot of people going to those games and paying attention. And the further they go, the more people will come. That's how it works.
I like this from Jeff, the Stamps fan. He says, make it 18,000 seats and we may see the Lloydminster Flames.
How about that?
Well, they need a new arena. Jen says, by the way, Regina will be included in this convo next year. No Connor Bedard. The seats will be empty. Let's just worry about today. We'll swing this around to tonight's games in the National Hockey League. Our television partner is anchored in Toronto, Game Plus. That city will be on edge all day in advance of Game 2 tonight, Leafs and Lightning. I'm sure you've been watching all the coverage. Moose, you don't need to. You're a Leafs fan. What do you expect tonight, and what do you think they need to do?
Well, I think they need to win tonight, but they need to have a good start. They need, and I worry about the teams because I'm very much like, it's not black and white. It's not finite. If they don't win tonight, the series isn't over. I'm not that guy that says it's over, but I do think they need to win. I do think it's really important that they score first and just get everything moving in the right direction, have some confidence early. But again, just be smart. Dumb things like the bunting play, not being ready to play off the start. Just settle down, be smart, have fun. It'll be a good game tonight.
I was having a visit with a hockey friend of mine last night watching the games, and he's on one couch, I'm on the other. His wife's in the middle, and we're just talking about coaching. Like, why would you want to coach? Young men do dumb things. That person just laughed. Why would you want to coach? And then further on, we're like, why would you want to scout? You know what I'm like? It's no thanks.
I know.
I guess the money's good.
I know.
The money's good. Now, that's about the only reason. But particularly junior hockey, because I was around it for so long, I said to those coaches, you want to put your fate in the hands of 20 teenage boys. Okay, good luck.
Yeah.
And then the interesting thing, Yeah, go ahead. Jump in.
No, I mean, that's the thing about coaching. Like I told you, I was hanging out in Pilot Butte watching, Drew Koser's Pilot Butte Storm in Game 7. And, he's done a great job with that program as the coach GM now and leading them to a title. But it's Game 7 and he's nervous. And I said, Drew, nothing you can do now. Have fun. Enjoy it. Most people don't get to be in this situation of coaching a Game 7. And what do you know? They won the game, right? And they had a lot of fun doing it. But
you should
it's
send them a
stressful,
bill,
man. Yeah. It's stressful when you have no control over what's happening on the ice.
So I just called up the Wikipedia of one Ben Hebert, and it's long. Dude. 15 Brier appearances. Did you know that? 15. Okay.
How about that?
4 World Championship appearances, twice in the Olympics, won a gold, 13 Grand Slam victories.
How about that?
The internet has literally run out of room running down the accomplishments of Ben Hebert. The Tiger Woods of curling, as I once called, and I think he likes that. But my point is not being ready to go in game 1 for the Leafs. Like, I don't have confidence that they're going to be ready to go in game 2. Why would you? You know, like, there's only more pressure on them now.
It's worse.
So,
you're right. It's worse.
Yeah, it's worse. So good luck with that, Moose. I'm sorry to put you in a bad mood sending you off for the day, but enjoy the hockey tonight. A great job here in the warm-up.
Thank you. I'll be riddled with anxiety now till game time.
All right, Olympic gold medalist, world champion curler Ben Hebert joins us next. Hockey and football alum, too. And Mark Steven coming up in hour 2, the voice of the Calgary Stampeders. We will be talking CFL, NFL, NAFL, NHL with Mark. We're live from Ace Casino Airport and Hotel Clique Calgary Airport on the Game Plus television network, streaming, and WQEE and the Fringe Radio Network.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hi, my name is Logan Stankoven. And I'm Connor Bedard. We're both Hockey Gives Blood player ambassadors and proud to be blood donors.
There are thousands of patients each year in Canada that rely on a generous stranger to save their life.
Please book an appointment today to donate blood at blood.ca/HGB.
The SJHL raffle is underway with your chance to win a brand new Polaris side-by-side, courtesy the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Tickets are available now until April 23rd, with the draw taking place live on SJHL Insiders April 27th. 1 for $25, 3 for $60, or 10 for $100. But there are only 5,000 tickets available. Get yours today at sjhlraffle.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
I'm Bridget Lacquette. I'm a First Nation Olympic silver medalist, and I'm proud to represent Indigenous hockey players across Canada. Each year, hundreds of Canadians need a stem cell transplant from an unrelated donor to save their life. Anyone can have a hard time finding a stem cell match, but for Indigenous peoples, it can be even more difficult, because just over 1% of prospective donors on Canada's stem cell registry are of Indigenous backgrounds. Be a hero. Join me in Hockey Gives Blood in helping to make a life-saving difference to those in need. Register today at blood.ca/beahero.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Hey, it's Seniors Day. How about that here at Ace Casino Airport? That's every Tuesday and Thursday. Seniors can enjoy discounted food items along with a chance to win your share of cash and prizes with a lucky roll of the dice. Ben Hebert joins us. We read off his bio before we went to the break. Benny, we're not quite in that seniors category, but you're looking around. This would be a decent place to be a senior.
This is beauty. It's right in my wheelhouse, man. The seniors, that's where I shine. Curling demo.
Is that right? You can't wait to be a senior, hey?
Well, I think I can hold off a little longer, but if I roll through the casinos and the old folks' homes, that's kind of my demo where I'm a superstar for sure.
That's your demo,
That's
exactly.
right.
Look,
Right.
but honestly, Benny, you're such a great guy. You've come on our shows wherever we've been, but this one here is impressive, eh?
This is really nice, yeah. You know, I haven't been here yet. I know it's kind of new, but close to my house. I live in Chestermere and close to the airport, but yeah, it's super nice in here, and I could see myself having a beverage in here at some point, watching some sports. Pretty nice.
Ace Casino Airport is the spot, and yeah, it just opened in November. I get that bright light out of your face there. Is that a little better?
That's a little better.
Yeah, there you go. Tell me about your weekend Grand Slam. Are we okay about talking what went on in Toronto? Grand Slam of curling?
Hey, man, world of curling's tough. I mean, we were third in the world going in. 1-6, 1-7. It's tight, man. Like Sweden, Scotland, Gushu, Dunstone, Italy, Switzerland, and none of them won. Cooey wins. My old skip Kevin Cooey won.
Yes.
But no, we didn't make the playoffs. We had a decent little week. Had to win our last game to get in a little tiebreaker action, and we lost. So disappointing week in Toronto, but you know, had a decent season with the new guys. A lot of learning to do. I mean, we're still as much as experienced as I am. You know, my skip's 30 years old, young guy.
Yeah.
Works his butt off. You know, love the guys. Everyone works hard, but we had some growing pains and got nowhere to go but up. So future's bright.
We do have a lot of sports topics to get to with Ben, but for now, he's a curler first, and I just want to talk about that. You said your season is coming to an end, but it's not over.
See, look, I got fans.
Look at that, see?
Told you.
How about this?
These are my people.
I know, but can you see? Oh, yeah, she went off camera there.
There you go.
She doesn't want to be on.
You're good.
Can we wait till a commercial? Ben's adoring fans all over him here at Ace Casino Airport. Hey, just slide around behind him there. Say, give him a wave. Well, we are live.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's okay.
How about that?
Everyone switches teams. It's okay.
Oh, well, does it bother you when you see Cooey win? He's close friends, right?
No, me and Kevin are great friends. I sent him a text after congratulating him, and you know, he's a great player and good friend. And you know, we won so much together that, you know, we had a great season. You know, actually, he didn't really have that good of a season. Had a great finish to the season, so I'm happy for Kev. It's all good. We're gonna battle for the next few years, and we're gonna have a pint together afterwards, 100%.
Well, they're going to be very excited in the Queen City when we talk about this. You're heading home for a big one. You're smiling already. You love curling there in Regina.
Oh, yeah, it's the best. I mean, I just like going. You know, I'm from Regina, and I love it. I got lots of family there. I'm really in love with my new place that I live in, Calgary and Chestermere. I always thought maybe one day I'd head back home to live, but I think I'm pretty much an Albertan now for life. However, I do love going home and visiting, and favorite thing to do there obviously is curl and see my old friends and family come out who, you know, as you get older, everyone gets busier and kids, and you don't get to see everyone play as much anymore. I remember we used to go to Briars, and, you know, my parents, my grandparents, my cousins, my friends, they'd all fly to wherever we were at the Briar. Now, like, you know, everybody has 2-3 kids and their own program going on. So to be able to play at home, and, you know, my company that I work for is out of there. We're doing a big client night with Caltech one day too. So that should be sweet to go home and play, see a bunch of familiar faces. And end of the season, it did snow there this morning, which I'm a little disappointed.
And yesterday.
I'm wearing my Royal Regina shirt. I thought maybe we could go tee it up at the Royal, or maybe even head to the Waz and play, but doesn't look like we're going to be able to golf. So I'm just going there to curl. That's it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going home for a week.
You're not going to get anywhere near the golf course this week.
What do we know about the field for this Grand Slam event?
Yeah, it's stacked. So it's 12 teams. So you have to win a major event throughout the season to get in. You have to win a tournament. There's only really 6 majors. There's the 5 Grand Slams and the Brier and the World Championship, and then they go down to the tour list from there. So like Cooey wins the Players Championship last week. He's not even in. There's the cutoff date. So, everybody's there. Gushu's there, top team in Canada. Dunstone had a good season. They're there. All the European teams. It's going to be best on best for some good cash. We're playing at the Cooperators, where the Cooperators 1, is it called, where the Cougars play, those seating on the one side. So, yeah, it's good. We played a slam there, I think, in 2017, years ago, and haven't been back since. So, no, it's going to be good.
It's interesting that you talk about your career and where you're going to live, and in a way, your sports mortality. You're not a guy that lives with regrets, but I think you'd like to represent Saskatchewan at a Brier at some point. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, would you like to see the rules changed, like I would, that you would qualify as a Saskatchewan skip based on the fact you grew up there? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if I'm good enough to be a Saskatchewan skip. They got some players there now, but when I retire from competitive curling, like every weekend on the road, touring, going to Grand Slams, trying to win world championships, if there may be an opportunity to go to Saskatchewan, honestly, and just play playdowns only, I'd have to look at the landscape and see if they had a whole bunch of stacked teams there, like me not practicing all year and then going into SAS playdown. Now, this year they had a big upset team that won. Do I think I could have maybe skipped this year and played with some guys and maybe fluked a victory? 100%. My brother and my kid-be cousins always grill me about going home and playing.
Of course they would.
Playdowns when I'm done, and hey, never say never, but I can promise you that is so far down my list of things to do that I haven't really thought about it too much.
Right, and by that point, you might be a senior or a master's. But if they change the rules, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Well, I can play out of Saskatchewan no matter what, because I was born there. So they have a birth rate rule.
That's still the same.
So wherever you live, plus wherever you kind of were born and played your junior career. So I can play out of Sask anytime.
Well, Rachel Holman's my favorite female curler now, and she's in St. Paul, Alberta, based on that rule. Like, women's is the same?
Yeah, women's the same. Yeah. So she plays out of Ontario. She was born there, but yeah, she lives in Edmonton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on the curling front before we switch gears? Because you can talk about everything. He's a very talented guy.
I mean, it's been a good year. It's been a crazy year with all the team changes and new stuff. And we had curling's getting tough. There's a lot of good teams. The world teams are we're top 6 in the world right now, and the gap between 1 and 6 very small. We beat you beat Gushu, and he's the top team in Canada right now, and then you lose to Italy, and you beat Switzerland, and you lose to Sweden. I mean, there's no easy games anymore. If you win, well, here's how I'll put it. So there's 5 majors, right? 5 Grand Slams on the men's side and the women's side. 10 different winners. 5 different teams won the Grand Slams this year heading into
What would you call that? Parity, I guess? Or?
Big time parity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like the NFL, man. It's like NHL hockey. You see all the road teams won, 6 out of 8 games, game 1? That's how curling is. I wouldn't want to be betting on it, I'll tell you that. It's very tough. It used to be kind of easy. Predict the winner, getting very tough. But you know what? That makes it awesome. It's competitive. I'm a competitive guy. I don't get too excited about going over there and rolling over teams and playing in club events against knee sliders. I got no interest. Going to the big events, Arena, Toronto, or Regina, playing teams that are just as good of you, and whoever the better man is that day, that gets me excited.
Curling only in this segment. Can you answer a couple questions rapid fire from the audience?
Let's do it.
Ted and Red here. Hey, Ben, do you ever think about playing doubles?
No. Too busy. I got my own kids. Doubles, great game. Not for me.
Colin in Ottawa. What does Ben think of the Canadian Olympic curling trials going to a best-of-3 final?
Yeah, I think it's great. I don't think there's any reason. If there's an undefeated team that runs the round-robin table, undefeated, and they lose that first game of a sudden death to a 6-2 team or a 5-3 team, I think it's good to have the extra game. No problem.
Okay, so that's just a smattering of it. We'll get to more of your questions when we come back. A sports update. Ben Hebert, good enough to join us here at Ace Casino Airport. Mark Steven coming up in hour 2, the voice of the Stampeders. We're live on Game Plus Television, the streams, and WQEE and the Fringe Radio Network.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Hi, my name's Logan Stankoven. And I'm Connor Bedard. We're both Hockey Gives Blood player ambassadors and proud to be blood donors.
There are thousands of patients each year in Canada that rely on a generous stranger to save their life.
Please book an appointment today to donate blood at blood.ca/HGB.
The SJHL raffle is underway with your chance to win a brand new Polaris side-by-side, courtesy the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Tickets are available now until April 23rd, with the draw taking place live on SJHL Insiders April 27th. 1 for $25, 3 for $60, or 10 for $100. But there are only 5,000 tickets available. Get yours today at sjhlraffle.ca.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat. Gotta slam. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
RP Show continues. By the way, check out the couple staycation package at Hotel Quake Calgary Airport. Rates starting from $179 a night. Includes a $40 voucher for tonic, kitchen, and bar, plus a bottle of sparkling wine, Chef's Delight, and a late checkout time of 2 p.m. For a complete description of our theme suites, visit hotelquake.ca. A sports update before more with Ben Hebert. Toronto Maple Leafs coach Sheldon Keefe said Ilya Samsonov will again start Game 2 tonight after allowing 6 goals on 29 shots and getting pulled Tuesday night in Game 1 against Tampa. The Lightning won that game 7-3. Game 2 tonight at Scotiabank Arena. The underdog Winnipeg Jets can take a 2-0 series stranglehold over the Golden Knights with a win in Vegas tonight. Elsewhere, Seattle's at Colorado, and the Rangers are at the Devils, New York, and Seattle lead 1-0. In the NBA has 3 games on tap tonight as the first round of the playoffs continue. Defending champ Golden State Warriors look for their first win as they entertain Sacramento in Game 3. The Warriors will be without suspended forward Draymond Green. Also, Philadelphia carries a 2-0 series lead into Brooklyn. And Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns visit Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. That series is tied 1-1. This sports updates for Landmark Cinemas. Enter to win a movie night out at Landmark Cinemas. For movie lovers only, all you have to do is text movies to 902-518-3033 to be entered. Ben Hebert is here. We're 3 nights into the Stanley Cup playoffs. What are your early returns?
Yeah, I followed it as much as I could. I threw a little wager out the other night and got killed. Well, I watched the Oilers game, obviously, being Albertan and watching McDavid. I watched them last night. They should be up 2-0 in that series. They've had really good starts, kind of let the foot off the gas a little bit. But I think the one thing that, pops out at me is no different than what I was talking about. The parity in the NHL playoffs is crazy.
Yep.
Anyone can win.
Hard to pick a winner.
Man, is it hard to pick a winner. Like, even that Long Island Carolina series is 2-0. Could easily be 1-1. Like the Kraken, my buddy there, Jordan. I watched the Kraken's game because I was watching Jordan. They upset the first game. That was a big upset. I actually didn't think that they were going to hang in there that well. I know they had a good season, and obviously watching Jaden Schwartz, another good Regina guy. But yeah, they look good. I mean, the whole league is just like a couple block shots, tip in here, one bad save, one big save. Anything can happen. Tough to pick a winner, and I have no idea who's going to win. By the way.
You like to play though, right? You like to bet.
I dabble. Oh yeah. I mean, it keeps me interested, and I follow a little bit. But I'm 0 for 2 so far on my NHL bets.
Well, just being in a pool, which by the way, you still got time to sign up for ours. You can click the link in our Twitter feed to sign up for free, our Stanley Cup playoff pool. But one thing I get tired of the officiating talk. Aren't you glad you guys don't have refs?
Yeah, man. Curling? I mean, reffing's a tough gig. You will talk. I've
done it.
Oh man, like. And that game, that fast paced, when it happens quick, and there is no video replay like the NFL to overturn a pass interference or this and that like the CFL, you got to be sharp. And then playoffs, it's escalated so big because so many people are watching. It can dictate some games. But I'd like to see them. I mean, I like to see them put the whistles away a little bit and less power plays in the playoffs, but it doesn't really seem to be the case. I don't think any games have been decided so far necessarily from playoffs, except throw a little bit of love to the Islanders. That high stick
that's my point.
That was a bad one.
Well, I hate seeing those poor coaches. Lane Lambert, pride of Swift Current Sask, former Blade, standing at a podium being asked about calls. What's he supposed to say? I feel bad for a guy like that.
Should they have replay in the NHL?
Probably.
I mean, they have it in every other sport. They have it in Major League Baseball now. They have it in the NFL. They have it in the CFL. Why don't they have it in hockey? It's a time thing. It slows play down. A lot of judgmental
I'm not sure
stuff.
There's an answer to that.
Yeah. I heard, did you watch the Pats?
Of course. I was all over that.
So I was too, but I couldn't get it here. I know it was on Access. I was following the Pats Twitter feed, and I don't know if there's anyone outside of Saskatoon that wasn't cheering for the Pats. Never wanted to see Bedard go on and just put on a clinic the first round. Man, what a last run he had. But I heard there was some controversy, some bad penalties kind of late in Game 7, which kind of sucks too. You hate to see that.
Well, it was what it was, Benny, part of it too. This transfers to the NHL. It was in Game 6 where the replays in the rink were inconclusive. So our good friend Tim Tisdale, who's the officiating supervisor, Dub Hero, went down and said to your guy Ballsy, can we see your TV replay? And it was conclusive on the TV replay. You're not allowed to use that. You got to use what's only in the arena. Ooh. And he had to apologize for making that call. But he wanted to get the call right. And he did. See what's the right situation in that?
I don't get the answer for that. I'm glad I'm not a ref. I'm not a ref.
Have you, we got a couple minutes here. In curling, we know that there's rock judgments and stuff, and there's officiating controversies in curling, but not to that degree.
No, hell no. They come out and measure. They come out and measure a rock, and there used to be hogline officials, but that's eliminated. From
that's
sport,
gone too.
The officials are irrelevant in our sport.
Aren't you lucky?
Stay out of the way. Yeah, we're pretty lucky indeed.
30.
Okay, and hey, 30 seconds. You just heard him say new arena in Calgary. They're saying an announcement's imminent.
Oh, we need one so bad.
You're like,
Yeah, Saddledome's such a dump. Like, feel bad for the players in there and the city. Like, I go up to Edmonton, obviously I have a bunch of sponsors up there. My two teammates are up there. And to go up there and see that new arena and then come back here, it's depressing. Calgary's a great city. We need a new arena. Please, God, somebody make it happen.
We'll continue next hour, and Mark Steven will be with us, voice of the Stamps, live from Ace Casino Airport.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Did you know that you can help save a life? and you can start right now.
Stem cells from male donors increase chances of positive outcomes for patients, yet they only make up 40% of our registry.
Today, there are hundreds of people in Canada searching for their life-saving match.
You can be a patient's best hope. Be a hero by registering with Canadian Blood Services Stem Cell Registry now.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
The SJHL raffle is underway with your chance to win a brand new Polaris side-by-side, courtesy the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Tickets are available now until April 23rd, with the draw taking place live on SJHL Insiders April 27th. 1 for 25, 3 for 60, or 10 for 100, but there are only 5,000 tickets available. Get yours today at sjhlraffle.ca.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Let's just imagine that Steve Armitage is hosting the broadcast tonight. How would that go, Mike?
Oh, thanks, Mark. It's going to be a great series as the Calgary Flames, a fabulous city, up against Edmonton. Edmonton! Germs, disease, sweatpants with good shoes.
Don't bring the hate on Rod. This is all on this end, folks. Be mad at this guy.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hour 2 of the Rod Pedersen Show. Game Plus Television, that's channel 924 in Alberta and BC on TELUS, and all across our wonderful country of Canada and 31 U.S. states we're on the air. Plus WQE Atlanta and the Fringe Radio Network. Shout out Ryan O'Radio. We got one more segment with this guy, Olympic gold medal curler Ben Hebert. I'm proud to say that I don't have time to go through his whole curling resume. It's a proud one. Regina Thunder. Did you play AAA hockey too?
No, I quit just before that. I wasn't good enough for there.
Stop.
I wasn't.
Okay, but
I had
you were
a little bit of salty mitts. I still play my men's league and get a few nice snipes.
You still
out here,
play.
But,
okay.
Yeah, I still play.
Ben Hebert, the pride of Regina Sass, now Chestermere, Alberta, Olympic gold medal curler. But we covered all the curling last hour. I want to get into this other stuff. You just came back from the Grand Slam of curling in the old Maple Leaf Gardens, which I thought was a grocery store.
The bottom of it is.
Okay.
The upstairs, we play in the sea. We play in the rafters of the old Maple Leaf Gardens, where Ryerson University plays. It's called the Mattamy Center. It is unreal.
That's cool.
Main floor is still the old brick and the same exact sign, Maple Leaf Gardens. It's awesome. Love it.
It is
right
really
downtown
cool.
Teal. Yeah, it's awesome.
So, Bo Levi Mitchell, the star quarterback of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, came down to watch you.
Yeah.
Go. Tell me.
Well, I hadn't seen him in like a month. He kind of was on a traveling, moving all his stuff, sold his place. he wheeled down to his brother's wedding in South Carolina, and then he drove up to Toronto. He was literally in Toronto for, I think, 2-3 days just before I got there, and just said, hey, I'm in town. Let's get together for a lunch or beer. And he said, okay, we're unpacking the house and getting all our stuff unloaded. So he just kind of came down to watch one of our night games. We actually lost out, went for a couple beers after, and just kind of caught up. And that was great. He's kind of just getting used to the city, too. And, you know, he parked somewhere. I remember after, he couldn't remember where he parked because it's just crazy down there, right?
Right.
Toronto, different world than Calgary, but he seems to be enjoying it so far. I mean, he loves the facility in Hamilton, said it's awesome. You know, he's pretty pumped about playing for Coach O. I know that was a big decision factor for him heading there. And, yeah, I mean, I've talked to him lots about it. I mean, it's been a hot topic for him all summer. And obviously, I was trying to push him to go to Sask. I wanted him to play for my hometown team, and I thought he would have thrived there and had a lot of opportunity. But, you know, in the end, it doesn't matter. Him and I think his wife really wanted to go east, to be honest with you. She likes the warm weather, and I think it's a good fit maybe for their family of what they wanted to accomplish. I'm not really sure. To this day, I don't even really know. Never really dove into it too much, but I know proof's going to be in the pudding. If he goes there and he wins and he's successful, greatest decision ever. If he goes there and he loses and it's no good, you know, sports. And he's at a level where he's won championships. It's no different than me. We just went to the Brier. We're the 6th-ranked team in the world. We finished 3rd at the Brier. Had a pretty good season, and I'm like, average.
You expect to win.
Once you've won, there is no bar of 2nd and 3rd place. It's no different than Bo. He's going to go there, and if he goes to Hamilton and he wins a Grey Cup, he's going to be flying high and best move ever, and he's going to the Hall of Fame anyways, but just another big green check mark on his resume. So,
sure.
But if he goes there and loses, or gets 2nd even, has a really good season, no good. Just kind of comes with the territory of being a champion when you're young.
Well, don't notify him of this, but we are Facebook friends. I don't want him to know here, or he'll unfriend me. So I see all his Facebook posts of the locker room, the logo on the floor. Great to be home. And you said he's sold everything here. Gone. Lock, stock, and barrel. Hamilton.
Yeah.
Tells me how motivated he is.
Oh, yeah, I think he's going to be motivated.
I would not bet against a Bo Levi Mitchell ever. A motivated Bo.
No, I wouldn't either. And I think one of his decision-making, I mean, not naive. I follow the CFL. I watch. Like, the East is probably a little more up for grabs. It seems to be up for grabs every year,
yeah.
Right? It's just like, man, like, I think going there, you know, he's got a really good winning percentage. I think he knows you get a couple softball games out there throughout the season. And I think he wants to win. And if you have a better chance to win in a certain scenario, I think that, like, playing against Winnipeg and playing against Jake here in Calgary, they got a good team. And, I mean, BC's kind of a little bit of a wild card because they are still really good. But without Rourke, what are they going to be? You know, I think he went to Hamilton for a lot of reasons, and winning's one of them. And he motivated. They have a good team. He loves the receivers they have. He's going to put the work in. I mean, I watched it the last couple of years. He put the work in here too. You know, I don't think work is ever his downfall. But if he's put in a good situation to succeed, Bo's still young. You know, I saw him. He actually looks really good. Looks fit. I think he's going to have a good year.
It's funny, by the way. Ben quite often says to me, "I'm not really following the CFL a lot, Rod." Then he rattles off all this like he's Matt Dunnigan. You're following it.
I mean, I do follow. I follow it as much as I can. I'm not like when I was season ticket holder in Regina and I was diehard and I knew all the players. You know, I got kids now and I try to follow, and obviously being friends with Bo and a few other guys, but I don't know it inside and out like I used to, but I still keep tabs on it. It's a great league.
You're keeping an eye on it.
I support the CFL.
You're also following the Calgary Flames.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love it.
You have some thoughts.
Well, I don't know. I didn't have any thoughts until I saw actually Lou come on here and start, you know, a war of, you know, Tree Living and Daryl and kind of what had happened throughout the season. I didn't really know what to think. I was surprised. I guess I have more questions than I have thoughts and answers.
Okay.
But I was more like they said, well, Daryl and Tree were kind of having a power struggle. I'm under the impression as an outsider that the GM's the boss and the GM hires the coach.
Some teams.
It's not the case here then? Yeah, so I mean, okay, so that's how it shows you how much I know. I would have thought that if Tree was having a power struggle with the coach that he hired, you fire him and you get someone else on the go. But my only thoughts on the Flames are, I watched them at the start of the season. I'm a season ticket holder here with my company. We take clients and hosts. Beauty seats in that dump of a stadium. So I do hope they get that. That's my poke to get it done. But they looked amazing at the start of the year. I didn't know a lot about Uyghur and Jonathan Huberdeau, man, I love Kadri. I've loved Kadri ever since he's been in Toronto.
Your kind of player.
Love him, man.
Yeah.
Just a grinder. Had a great season in Colorado. So I really like the team that they built. Had some other really good pieces. Started the year, the first like 5-10 games, I was texting my teammate Mark Kennedy up in Edmonton. Huge Oiler fan. I'm like, man, Flames are nasty. They're going to win the cup.
I said the same thing.
And then just like, so I don't know, outsider perspective looking in, it looked like, and you saw Huberdeau's agent tweet out some
Alan
stuff,
Walsh,
right,
yes.
about Daryl and the coach. Here's the thing. I'm not dumb enough or naive enough to think that there isn't a little bit of fuel there. Like the agent doesn't just make that up without that coming from somewhere, I think, or I would hope, or that's a brutal agent. So I assume he knows what he's talking about. I really like Daryl. I know Daryl's, Brett, me and Brett done a bunch of charity events together.
That's his kid. His kid. Yeah.
Brett's, he's captain of the Wranglers here in town. So, Daryl's wife's a big curling fan. I see her and Chris at the Flames games. They come over. We chat curling. We used to do their charity event in Viking. Like, as a person to hang out with Daryl, we do a Special Olympics breakfast every year with Daryl and his son. 10 out of 10. But I don't play for Daryl, and I don't work for Daryl. So I don't know what the program is, but, man, I really respect the Sutters. Great family. It looks to me from an outsider perspective that maybe the players, the new age players, don't maybe love the old school coach. I'm a curler. I'm speaking from what I think from outside perspective. I have no idea, but that's my take on it. And then when I saw Lou talk about the power struggle of the GM and the coach, and then the GM got let go, then I was more honestly confused than anything, because I didn't know that was the pecking order in the GM, the coach world. So that's all I got on that.
In this world, it is. But that just, so you know, the owner of the team signed Daryl to a 2-year extension and excluded the GM. So basically, the coach is on a personal services deal with the owner.
Yeah, I mean, so if that's the deal, then that's just probably bad business and not how you should run your organization. And that's Murray Edwards you're talking about, I assume? Yeah, I mean, I don't know Murray. He's Bobby Big Wheel here.
Another Regina guy.
Is he?
Yes.
Jeez.
Grew up across the street from my cousins.
Really? Oh, there you go. Well, he's done okay for himself.
He's done not bad.
Yeah, well, I'd like to get on his will, that's for sure. I don't know. That sounds like I wouldn't like to work for him, but
yeah.
Anywho.
Jeff in Winnipeg says, phew, I thought I was the only one who liked Kadri. Thanks, Ben.
Oh, no.
Allie watching in Texarkana says, this is an interesting interview. Texarkana, is that Texas or Arkansas? She says, I love when people play different sports. Makes for interesting interviews. It's a great life, isn't it, to be able to pinball back and forth through all the sports with our friends. Isn't that fun?
It's the best. I love it. I mean, I was fortunate enough growing up in Regina. Like, now that my kids are in sports here, and it's crazy, like specializing, and my little guy doing spring hockey. My daughter made an all-star little ball team here in Calgary.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's amazing. And they play 10 months of the year. So she curls in the winter. She plays ball all year. They do the indoor ball. It's amazing. The kids are so good. It's just different in Calgary because of how big the city is and traveling around. No, I wouldn't want to go back. I say this because I love Calgary. I love Chestermere. Man, Regina was the best place ever to grow up as a kid playing sports. The best.
You're 5 minutes from everywhere, babe.
Everywhere. I played hockey. I got into curling late. I got to play junior football, played high school ball. I played all-star baseball every year. I played lacrosse on Team SAS. Like, it's just the best. And I got a little flavor of everything. And now when I go and I want to talk about other sports, I have a little bit of knowledge in it. I went out the other day and to my daughter's ball, and the coaches were there. Just great ball coaches. They know everything about it. And I started throwing the ball around. He goes, oh, you played ball too? I'm like, I played everything. My little guy's playing lacrosse. We took his stick out. I can fire the lacrosse ball. It's the best. So to be able to play every sport and be a little bit well-versed, that's what Bo always used to say. He goes, you're pretty average at everything, which is good. That's why you stuck to curling, right? So, and he's right.
Yeah, what pulled you to curling?
Oh, my dad curling.
What made you specialize in curling?
I was the best at.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, if I was mowing guys down on the hill, pitching or hitting dingers, or I had an unbelievable arm, I would have went that route. But I kind of was, I was good. I was never a massive superstar in the other sports, but I was always good. I was scoring goals. I won a city championship here and there in hockey or ball or whatever it was. But when I got to curling, I was one of the very, very best. And what's better than being the very best? Nothing. So nothing. So I was like, okay, winning, and I'm going to continue to do this.
But that's the thing. I enjoy talking with you because you're not saying anything that isn't true. No. He's got the Hall of Fame resume. Nobody talks about you this way, but when people say, yeah, he's cocky, like G-Roy Simon might be the cockiest football player I've ever met. He might also be the nicest guy I've ever met. I don't have a problem with that. But a lot of, for whatever reason, Bo's
got some
one
swagger.
of the cockiest
That's some good
guys.
swagger.
These guys have all backed it up.
Yeah, I think that cocky's an interesting term. I know I do get that a lot, and you know, it's when I do it with my friends, you look at a resume and you won a whole bunch over the career, throw in a little jab at how you got there. You know, you're a little bit of swagger, all good. I don't live my life that way. Not cocky in the game of life with normal parents. I'm, you know, hey, I've had some good success in curling. There's been other people that have had amazing success in business or life, whatever. It's all good.
That's how, yeah. I think you and I have talked about this on this show before. That's how I see that you love Tom Brady so much and you love Tiger so much. You would never go into any venture in your life and go, what if I fail?
Yeah, no.
And a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean,
they're losers.
My one buddy that I coached hockey with this year, coached my little guy, he sends me the clip on Instagram weekly of the dad with the kids playing ball. You ever seen that one? And
No.
He says, okay, guys, they're not keeping score today, but here's the deal. There's winners and there's losers. And if your dad tells you there isn't, he's a loser.
How about that?
It's just this viral internet clip that goes around on.
They weren't even acting. It was a real.
It was a real clip, and it was hilarious. But I got my one. So we coach 5 and 6-year-olds. They don't keep score. But we're competitive psychopaths. We keep score. Like on the bench, we keep score. And so our head coach sends it to me all the time, and I just get nothing but laughs out of it because you know what? That's how we grew up. So to change our complete mindset that we just want our kids to go have fun. I do want my kids to have fun. I want them to meet friends. I want them to go on the road and enjoy the hotels and the road trips. And I want to meet some parents and have some beers. But guess what? I want to win. And I want my kids to know that winning's fun and losing sucks. And if you don't teach them that, they're never going to learn. Because as you get older, if you don't teach them it when they're young in sports, and then sports are over, because how many people can play pro sports? Like less than 1%? There's life, and guess what? There's winners and losers even in business and work and everything. You teach them young, and they're going to figure it out. I'll tell you what, my kids are going to know. I'll tell you that.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't expect to go down this road, but it's fun. I did an event with Paul Coffey, and he said to the room, why do we play sports? Everybody, for fun. He goes, no, to win.
I love it.
He goes, if you want to have fun, buy an RV. Go to Mexico. He goes, winning takes work, and then it's fun.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I was like, Paul Coffey, I love you.
Yeah, I like Paul. No, I like Paul Coffey even more. I loved him before.
Such a great. Why do we play? To win.
Yeah.
Not to have fun. Stanley Cup finalists, who do you think it'll be?
Oh, man. Okay. Kraken.
Stop.
I'm doing it. Come on.
Okay.
Betting with my heart.
It's a little early to be drinking, isn't it?
The only chance I got to see, the only chance I get to hold the Stanley Cup is if Jordan wins, okay? Or the Leafs and Giordano wins. So I'm going Kraken, Leafs.
Can you imagine?
Well, that's what I'm going for. It's because if Gio wins, I get to see the cup. If Ebbs wins, I get to see the cup. Other than that, I just got to see pictures of it. So I'm going Leafs, Kraken.
Just what you're cheering for.
I'm cheering for the Leafs, Kraken, yeah.
Wow. Well, Benny, this is fun. One day, maybe you'll come down and come out of your shell.
Like it. I like it.
World champion Ben Hebert. Thank you, Benny.
Thanks,
All right. Mark Steven joins us next. Iconic Calgary broadcaster, the voice of the Stampeders. We're live from Ace Casino Airport and Hotel Clique Calgary Airport on Game Plus TV, the streams, and WQEE, the Fringe Radio Network.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Text 902-518-3033. 902-518-3033. Pick up your phone and text RP, that's Rod Pedersen. Text 902-518-3033.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Did you know that you can help save life? And you can start right now.
Stem cells from male donors increase chances of positive outcomes for patients, yet they only make up 40% of our registry.
Today, there are hundreds of people in Canada searching for their life-saving match.
You can be a patient's best hope. Be a hero by registering with Canadian Blood Services Stem Cell Registry now.
The SJHL raffle is underway with your chance to win a brand new Polaris side-by-side, courtesy the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Tickets are available now until April 23rd, with the draw taking place live on SJHL Insiders April 27th. 1 for $25, 3 for $60, or 10 for $100. But there are only 5,000 tickets available. Get yours today at sjhlraffle.ca.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
I'm Bridget Lacquette. I'm a First Nation Olympic silver medalist, and I'm proud to represent Indigenous hockey players across Canada. Each year, hundreds of Canadians need a stem cell transplant from an unrelated donor to save their life. Anyone can have a hard time finding a stem cell match, but for Indigenous peoples, it can be even more difficult because just over 1% of prospective donors on Canada's stem cell registry are of Indigenous backgrounds. Be a hero. Join me in Hockey Gives Blood in helping to make a life-saving difference to those in need. Register today at blood.ca/beahero.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
And we are live from Ace Casino Airport today. Seniors Day. Hooray! Every Tuesday and Thursday. Seniors can enjoy discounted food items along with a chance to win your share of cash and prizes with a lucky roll of the dice. Well, it's what I like to call the second seating. Olympic gold medal curler Ben Hebert moving out. Moving in, the voice of the Calgary Stampeders, Mark Stephen. But one of the beautiful things about Mark is you can talk about all sports like Benny just did.
Yep.
How you doing, Mark?
Fine, thank you. Good. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you here. I appreciate all that you do for us. Before I do want to get to that Calgary Stampeder fan forum, I have some NFL tidbits. But as we're entering night 4 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs, what are your takeaways so far?
Well, certainly it's been close. I didn't see Florida spanking Boston the way they did, but I still think Boston will come out of that series. Carolina, I like them, always have liked them. I hope the next Jersey Rangers game's a little closer because I think that's still the best series, or at least has the potential to be the best series.
Wow.
Hope the Jets can carry on. I didn't see that coming, but go get them. If they win it and earn it and knock off Vegas, go for it. But it is one game. But what are the stats? I think game 1 winners win 68% of the series, something like that. So
yeah,
to get off to a start. But long way to go. But I can't say there's any one theme that stood out over the other. Just a lot of hockey every night, and that's fine.
What about this Leaf pressure Toronto thing?
Oh.
I know.
Well, I did have Tampa in 5, by the way. Why did Toronto make 8 trades at the trade deadline? I don't understand that. I don't understand all this love and sort of whatever for Brendan Shanahan.
Yeah, you don't hear his name too much, though, do you? But I don't.
No, what has he done? That's my point. Maybe they'll win. Maybe they'll win everything. I don't know. But they certainly are the architect most times of their own demise. We'll wait and see.
I didn't expect the implosion the other night. Like the other night when they lost 7-3. I was driving around listening to the Leafs postgame show. Jim Taddy, you must know Jim.
I know him, yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
He's like, why would they pick tonight to have their worst game of the year?
Yeah. Well, I would find, it's got to be pretty suffocating there, too. But, let's just see how they do. Can Brendan Shanahan pull it off this year? Maybe he can. So far, the track record is not doing much, but maybe this is their year. They've got a lot of high-priced guys. But to bet against Tampa is pretty foolish in my estimation.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I'm not so much anti-Toronto as I am pro-Tampa. I think Tampa's still good. I acknowledge they've lost some players, but they still have, 98 points or something like that? It's not like they fell into the ocean either. So
in a tough conference.
Yep.
Their head coach, John Cooper, after game one, who graduated Notre Dame College with my brother. I think I've said that far too many times. People know that. But he's just a very sharp guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, if there's one thing I've learned, don't bet against our guys.
I agree,
right?
Totally. I agree with him totally. They've got the record to prove it, too. So we'll see. Maybe Toronto will pull it together. But it's the most scrutinized team in the league by far. I don't know if that works in their favor or their detriment, but let's see it play out. But again, I have nothing particularly against Toronto other than the hype they get. I just think Tampa is a battle-tested team, and I acknowledge they didn't have their best regular season, but the standards there are really high, so they're still good.
Mark Steven, good enough to be with us for the rest of hour two, and so we got a lot of things to get to. There's a lot of the football people that want us to talk ball, and we don't have a show on Friday, a Football Friday, so trust me, we'll get to that with Mark, but we also have a lot of people tuning in from Manitoba. They're wired about the Jets and Golden Knights tonight. So was game one for real or an aberration in your mind?
That's a great question, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's because the Jets had a relatively uninspired regular season. Let's lay it on the line. They only crept past the Flames in the last few days of the regular season. And, there was a lot of tension and turmoil with the coach and some of the players. So I don't know. Maybe they've got all their bad games out of the way, too, the Jets, because on paper they're pretty good. I still think Vegas is the team to beat in that series, but go get them, Jets. Good for them. And the one equalizer, though, of all the teams in the playoffs, Connor Hellebuck is probably as likely as anyone to steal a series by himself. I think he's that good. Could it happen? Don't know. But he is that good. So we'll see. It'd be wonderful for the Jets. It was funny they were only the Canadian team to win game one, but anyway, go get them. Maybe they'll turn it around. I still have Vegas to win that series.
Mark, it's funny you bring that up. They were the only Canadian team, but they were also the only Canadian team on the road, right? Oilers and Leafs were home and lost. So I picked Vegas in 6, but you know what? If Winnipeg wins, I'll be happy.
Sure. Absolutely. I agree. Vegas just had a better regular season, and like I say, maybe Winnipeg's put all that turmoil behind it. Maybe there was a reason they had it in the season, because it seemed, if it wasn't Scheifele, the coach was mad, somebody else was mad. Maybe they've got all of that out of their system, too. So we'll see. But good for them.
I'm wondering what's going on. Are you guys having a bachelorette over there? Having a bachelorette? You having a big party? Oh, a birthday. Well, happy birthday.
How about that?
Happy birthday. I wish you turn the camera around on
that. I like
Cal Vegas. Welcome to Cal Vegas.
Oh,
where are you guys?
What?
They're having a birthday bash, standing at the bar, 11 o'clock on Wednesday.
I know.
How do you guys roll? Oh, my goodness.
We like it. You came to the right place. And we won't put you on camera. It's all good.
What are they going to do at noon?
Yeah. Go for a nap. Come back later. This is the place, man. Ace Casino. So, to the football thing, and just NFL Canada sent me an email. They're running a contest, and it's kind of fun because they're saying if you can correctly nail the first 15 picks of the NFL draft, you win a $100 gift. Did you see his face?
$100 gift card. First 15.
Yeah, it should be a $1,000 gift card or season tickets to the team of your choice.
That's more like it. And flying them there. First 15. Wow.
I'd be stumped at 1.
I can go about 2 deep. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
You think those two quarterbacks go 1-2?
That's kind of the way I see it. But yeah, we'll see. That's next week. It's week today.
A week today.
Yeah.
Exact. 7 Canadians have declared for the draft. And I wonder what your take is on what that says for Canadian football. I got to think it only says great things.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree that players are getting looks at different NCAA schools and different programs, and it's great to see. There's already some in there already. The LA Chargers have a couple. Of course, it's Chuba Hubbard and many, many others. So good. I think it's wonderful. Let's see how it plays out starting a week from today.
How does that impact the Canadian Football League in your mind?
Well, it's, teams are going to have to draft them, see where they end up and things like that. I'm sure it does at some level, but, it opens the door for somebody else as well. So we'll see. I mean, the Stampeders spent 2 draft choices on guys that are in the NFL. So they hold their rights for an eternity. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, the CFL draft is a bit of a calculated gamble for the exact reasons you mentioned. That you want to make sure the guy that you are selecting is going to be available one day, and you have to weigh his opportunities down south versus his opportunities here. So it's tough, but that's why they spend all that time in the video room in the offseason, right?
Well, we can't bring Mark Steven down here, the voice of the Stamps, and not talk about these things. And quite frankly, it feels good because everybody's all Stanley Cup, and we've talked about that enough.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to walk it back a bit chronologically here since the last time you were on. I don't think I've had you on since the CFL Combine. And you were running around there. What was the buzz? What was the feel there?
First of all, a very well-run event in Edmonton. They did a really nice job there. The buzz that I got is it's a strong year for defensive backs and linebackers. That's the sense I get. Exactly, so there's some good receivers there. Not as many, not as deep a crew of offensive linemen, which is a traditional Canadian position in the CFL. So those are some of the impressions I got out of it. Those are some of the strengths there, and we'll watch it unfold. It goes May the 2nd, which is only about 10 or 11 days away now as well. So let's see how that plays out. Obviously, they play off of the NFL draft and priority free agent signings and that. So, but it was a really well-done event. I have heard it's going to go back there next year. I don't know that for sure in Edmonton.
Great venue,
yes, it is. But I hope one day in the very near future it's coming to Calgary with Calgary's new dome as well.
Well, actually, I said if they go back to Mark's CFL week, which you wouldn't have missed as the great CFL guy who was awesome, I said it's got to be in Calgary next.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they do something like that. But Calgary now has the capacity with the dome to host it and do many events. So I certainly hope it comes to pass. But if it goes back to Edmonton next year, wouldn't have a problem at all because they've got the template and they did a really good job.
So, again, we're going through this chronologically.
Yeah.
We're going to end up on the fan forum from Tuesday night for the Stampeders, but I overheard you and Ben Hebert talking about Bo Levi Mitchell, your mutual friend.
Yep.
And you said every chat with Bo is a good one.
Sure.
You think a lot of him.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? He's
right.
He's a very talented guy, very bright guy, has lots to say, very nice guy, and, I don't have any problem with him.
No, but my point is, we had Jay McNeil on last week, and he said for 10 years, Bo's been the face. And he said this year we're trying to market a team, not a guy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right?
Understandable.
And you've seen that?
Yeah, very much. I mean, he can't just, his name came up, Bo's name that is, at the fan forum the other day. Why wouldn't it? There was a number of 19 Mitchell jerseys there. Why wouldn't there be? I mean, he's... one day we'll sit down and rank the all-time great Stampeders, but 3 or 5, he doesn't get by either of those numbers in my mind. So
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're saying?
Yeah. Let's put it this way: you can juggle the rankings. He will be either in the top 5 or top 3, depending.
And
on
are they all quarterback?
No. Receivers, linebackers, a couple of quarterbacks, but yeah, depends how you sit down. Guys, can't forget guys like Alan Pitts and Wayne Harris and that too. But
sounds like a fun chat.
Yeah,
for the spring and summer.
Levi Mitchell is not too far from the top, as far as I'm concerned.
Statistically, he's number 1.
Yeah. Well, this is where it gets a little hairy. He's had some great stats. Henry Burris was here a long time. In the time he was here, Doug Flutie had more individual seasons of success, but wasn't here that long. That's the issue. So, how much do you value, MVP awards, Grey Cup awards? So it's you have to really sit down and write it out. But let's put it this way: anybody who watches the team, who follow the team, would acknowledge, in my mind, that he's at least a top 5.
Well, I go by championship.
Yep, it's a big one.
And nobody's got more than him, the Calgary Stampeders. I know that for and he's the career passing leader.
Yep, just took over from Henry Burris last season. So there's a lot of variables at play there. And
oh, man.
You've nailed some of them. And, but I always get, what about Doug Flutie? He had some of the best individual seasons, but he really was only the starting quarterback for 3.5 years. 3.5 great years. Only won 1 Grey Cup, which still is pretty impressive. 3 MVPs, so it's
I don't want to speak for you. However, we've both called games for teams that have employed Henry Burke. I don't believe there's been a more sensitive human being
probably
than Henry.
But let's flip his record too. Held all the records here, and has 2 Grey Cup championships. One as a starter, one as a backup, and an MVP award. So that's a pretty deep resume.
Would never say he's not worthy. I mean, Henry and I are very close. However, if you don't name him, and I'm not speaking for you, I'm speaking for me. I said Bo was the quarterback of the 2010s, that decade. He called me mad. I'm like, Henry, who cares? Maybe that's his motivator, his chip on his shoulder, something.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think Ricky. No. It was a bad. He was hurt.
Oh.
Right.
I'm sorry to hear that, but
we can handle it. I think Ricky Ray ended up. That was the CFL.ca vote. Remember that?
Okay, sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're not a backwards looking thinking guy.
Yeah. If you're talking quarterback of the decade, it's got to be, I'd say Ricky.
Ricky, but I voted for Bo.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact parameters. So.
Yeah, well, again, I go by championship. And by the way, I'm not going to let Mark get out of here without talking about the Calgary Flames, past, present, future. But in the couple of minutes we have left here, about that Stampeders fan forum the other night. It looked great. I had planned to go, and to be honest, I forgot about it. So thank heavens for all your coverage. It looked like you had a great time.
I had a great time. It was wonderful. Yeah. About 500 people in a facility. It's been known as the Red and White Club forever. It's rebranded as Stamps House. Going to be a pre-game and post-game gathering spot. I think it'll be fantastic. I think it'll be very well received. And, the team just has to do different things. They have to work on different plans and try different things and see how people respond. I acknowledge it was one night with a lot of excitement, but it was very well received.
But you got to start somewhere.
Yep, I agree.
And the odd thing is, this is one of the few markets, Toronto the same with the Argos, that winning doesn't seem to matter in terms of marketing.
Yeah. Well, let's see how they do. They've been very aggressive in the offseason, talking to businesses and people and trying to lure former season ticket holders back because they've had a shrinking of their season ticket base. No sense kidding anyone about that. And, some of it is COVID related. The stadium is an easy excuse. Some people just got out of the habit. And on the other hand, maybe nobody talked to them. So people that were reluctant to come to games. So
that's a big one.
A lot of reasons. Just go get them.
Mark's answered my questions. When we come back, we'll turn it over to yours. We're live from Ace Casino Airport and Hotel Clique, Calgary Airport, on the Game Plus Television Network, your favorite podcast platform, and WQEE, The Key.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
I'm Bridget Lacquette. I'm a First Nation Olympic silver medalist, and I'm proud to represent Indigenous hockey players across Canada. Each year, hundreds of Canadians need a stem cell transplant from an unrelated donor to save their life. Anyone can have a hard time finding a stem cell match, but for Indigenous peoples, it can be even more difficult because just over 1% of prospective donors on Canada's stem cell registry are of Indigenous backgrounds. Be a hero. Join me in Hockey Gives Blood in helping to make a life-saving difference to those in need. Register today at blood.ca/beahero.
The SJHL raffle is underway with your chance to win a brand new Polaris side-by-side, courtesy the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Tickets are available now until April 23rd, with the draw taking place live on SJHL Insiders April 27th. 1 for $25, 3 for $60, or 10 for $100. But there are only 5,000 tickets available. Get yours today at sjhlraffle.ca.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time. I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
beat. I gotta hit the beat.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Ace Airport Casino, the place to be. Hey, the last Thursday of every month. Is that today? No, that's next week. Yep. Lobster Fest, the last Thursday of every month. So that's next Thursday. Enjoy an amazing lobster festival every month at the Ace Casino Airport. Visit acecasinos.ca for more information. Just ahead of more with Mark Stephen, the voice of the Calgary Stampeders. The Toronto Blue Jays are off today after playing the last 9 days. The Jays went 5-4 over that stretch and have an 11-8 record on the season. Next up, Toronto is in New York, opening a 3-game series against the Yankees on Friday. Western Hockey League playoffs last night in Moose Jaw. Zach Ostapchuk knocked in the game-winning goal at 11:56 of overtime, and the Winnipeg Ice edged the Moose Jaw Warriors 3-2 to tie up that series 2-2. In Red Deer, Aiden de la Gorgendaire produced a goal and an assist as the Saskatoon Blades avoided a sweep, beating the Rebels 4-2. And in Portland, Fraser Minton scored the game-winning goal at 1:56 of the third as Kamloops edged Portland 3-2 to go up 3-0. And Seattle is off to the conference final out west. Colton Dock produced a goal and 2 assists as the Seattle Thunderbirds down the Prince George Cougars 8-0 to complete a sweep. This sports update is brought to you by Landmark Cinemas. Sign up at landmarkcinemas.com and become a Landmark Extras member. Find out what's showing, like Renfield, which is in theaters now, starring Nicolas Cage as Dracula. Okay, Mark Stephen is with us, and I guess we did talk a little bit about the Leafs, although I'm not done talking about the Leafs. Do you have an expectation for Game 2 tonight as they're home to Tampa Bay, down 0-1?
I don't know about the game itself. I just think Tampa's going to win the series.
Yeah.
So I've got it in 5. So this might be Toronto's night at home. Or maybe, as you say, they go into the less pressure-packed environment in Tampa. They got spanked the other day. I know there's been all kinds of autopsies done on them. But I don't have a particular feel for tonight's game. I know they lost, Bunting there for a bunch of games. And the referees are cheating, apparently, and stuff like that. So I don't have an expectation for the game, only that Tampa wins the series.
Interesting, by the way, before I do ask him about the Flames, from our audience, Rick Sawatsky's in Martinsville. He says, linesman called high sticking on the Islanders earlier in the game. Linesman and ref looking right at Mayfield. Get high sticked and no call. All of the Islanders' luck has been bad. Thought they played pretty well last night. Yeah, I don't like the officiating. It's a tough job.
Yep.
I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, it's just that my theory has always been, in general, they will even out.
Yeah, hockey gods do that. Yes.
But over a long, and I get it. If you're knocked to the ice and no call is made today, especially in the playoffs when so much is at the stake, but somehow it'll even out. But I understand frustration. There's passion. There's excitement, And if you follow the Islanders, I guess you're unhappy.
You'd be upset.
Yeah.
Chris in Heidelberg, Ontario, watching on Game Plus Television says, I'm sorry if I missed your take on this. I just got home now. What do you think about the pedal gate going on in Vegas? First I heard of it. But is there something?
Yes.
How did I miss this?
Allegedly, you know how teams supply exercise bikes for their team, the visitors. It is alleged that in Vegas, they took the pedals off the bikes. So the Jets, it's useless.
Oh, no.
So, do I know that or not? Nope.
Who's the general manager of the Vegas Golden Knights?
Yeah, Kelly there. So, that's what is alleged. I don't have the faintest clue about it. And it is alleged that when they met 5 years ago, Vegas refused to turn on the lights at the practice arena unless the Jets asked for it. So that's, delayed their practice plans because that's what's alleged.
You see, I'm not exactly falling off my chair here.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not there. That's gone on forever, but it'd be frustrating. I get it.
Mark just said it. That's why he's as quality a broadcaster. It's been going on forever. What, you gonna let that bother you?
Well, that's just it. Expect it. Build it into your day. Like, this is a long time ago now. Glenn Sather's coaching the Oilers, just to mess with the Flames' heads at work, went out to the visiting bench with a tape measure, measured it, and said, this is a 1/4 inch too high. Here's what the NHL regulations say. So he made them shave it and cut it down. Right? I mean, that was it. And what was all the talk about the next day? This bat, yeah. Get it away from
not
the players.
The game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is not new. And Glenn Sather hasn't coached the Edmonton Oilers for a long time.
I got some friends in the athletic therapy trainer fraternity. There was a story about the Pats were accused of putting soap in the Gatorade containers of the visiting teams, and there was some criminal involved in that. So do the math. But if it's that big of a deal, it's the National Hockey League, Mark. I would think the Jets GM, Kevin Cheveldayoff, would say, here's a credit card. Go buy a bike at Costco.
That's the way I see it, too. Yeah.
Don't let this get in your head.
Yep.
Jim, watching in Balgoni, says that Panthers-Bruins game was totally awesome. Old-time hockey, scrum after scrum. If you didn't find that entertaining, then you should check your pulse or get another hobby. Approved. Robin in Prince Albert says, PA is getting ready to host the Canada 2023 SO Cup Female National Championship. And he's the chairman, Robin. Thank you for promoting that, Robin. I appreciate it. To the Calgary Flames, did you see coming what happened this week with Brad Treliving leaving?
Yes, the longer it went on without him signing a deal, it just became obvious he was going to become a free agent. The real tell for me was in the last game of the year. He went down on the bench where he never goes. This is in the pregame state, talking to two of the rookies, Dustin Wolf and Matt Coronado. It almost looked like he was going down there to drink it all in for the last time, and that's what happened. So, it's quite an upheaval. I quite like Brad. We can sit here and, take his record and diagnose it and dissect it. Certainly some good things, make no mistake about it. Certainly some things he'd like back, but name a general manager that doesn't have that on their resume, moves that they'd like to make back. So it's 9 years. I just would say this, big picture, only Cliff Fletcher has been the general manager of this team longer. So,
isn't that something?
Yeah. So my take, maybe this was a good time for both just to shake hands and say thank you. Brad has given the Flames a lot, done a lot, and the Flames have given him a lot too, resources and a big budget. They've spent at or near the cap and some big contracts too. So, for whatever reason, it was just time to shake hands, say thank you, we appreciate it. He can say to the Flames, thank you, I appreciate it. And, because I acknowledge it's a different era than when Cliff Fletcher was here. But, the playoff record is the one for me.
Well, I was going to say, you're not afraid to go out on a limb, so they missed the playoffs with a team that should have been in the playoffs.
Oh, totally.
So somebody had to pay a price.
Yep.
Was it the right guy in your mind?
Well, that's a great question. I certainly understand a lot of the criticism directed at Darryl Sutter, and, you wonder about the mood in that dressing room. Is it oppressive? Is it sour? I don't know. He's being interviewed, and they're talking it over with Don Maloney right now. I would say it is 90-10 he survives, but there's 10% there. Don't lose sight of that. If they just decide that for whatever reason he can't turn this team forward, or if he's created an atmosphere that isn't conducive to winning, I could see them letting him go. Again, I don't foresee it. It's not the way I see them going. But Daryl's got some counter arguments too. Does he have to do things differently? Probably. But why did their big trade lose 60 points off his record? Figure that one out, right? That's
Hebert.
Yep. Why, and Nazem Kadri seemed to be worried about which line he was on. Minus 19. That's by far the worst on the team. The next was Milan Lucic, minus 13, who doesn't play anywhere near the minutes that Kadri does.
$6 million a year.
Yeah. And let's flip it the other way. You look at the goals against and the save percentage of Markstrom, not great. The real killer, why were there so many first shot goals? That's deflating. That is really deflating for a team to get out there. We're all full of fire. Let's go get them. Oops. Down 1-0. And chasing a game is not fun.
No.
So there are a lot of reasons for the team missing the playoffs. Daryl Sutter is one of them. But I don't want to dump this all on his shoulders either.
Well said. We'll be back with one more segment with Mark Steven, and we'll turn it over to the audience because there's lots of comments there. 902-518-3033 is the number to reach us right here on our set. We're live from Ace Casino Airport and Hotel Clique, Calgary Airport on Game Plus TV, the streams, and WQEE and the Fringe Radio Network.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Text 902-518-3033. 902-518-3033. Pick up your phone and text RP, that's Rod Pedersen. Text 902-518-3033.
We're all capable of doing more. More speed, more reps, more commitment to getting every detail perfect. And that's why it's important we never miss a donation appointment. Blood and plasma donors are needed every day in Canada to support thousands of patients that rely on Canada's lifeline. We're asking you to join the Hockey Gives Blood Partners for Life team. Join today by downloading the Give Blood app or book online at blood.ca/HGB.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
The SJHL raffle is underway with your chance to win a brand new Polaris side-by-side, courtesy the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Tickets are available now until April 23rd, with the draw taking place live on SJHL Insiders April 27th. 1 for $25, 3 for $60, or 10 for $100. But there are only 5,000 tickets available. Get yours today at sjhlraffle.ca.
Gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
beat. I gotta hit the beat. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Big time.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Hotel Clique Calgary Airport is the place to be. It's overtime here right now, by the way, and it is brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. And I never even got to the poll question here. We haven't even talked about it in hour two, so let's do that right now for Key Auto Group. Get a new or pre-owned vehicle that fits you at Key Auto Group. It will treat you right every time, and it's all just a click away at keyautogroup.ca. The poll question today, quite simply, is did the NHL get it right? What are your thoughts on the 3-game suspension for Michael Bunting? Too harsh, too light, or just right? 51% of you saying just right, 40% saying it's too harsh. Those are the Leaf fans, Mark Steven, I would think. What do you think about that?
That'd be fair.
Yeah. Little chicken wing.
Yep.
You can't do that.
Nope. No problem.
Yeah, so that's what the poll situation is right there. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the fact that the playoff hockey is not over in Calgary. The Wranglers will open next week. Will you attend? Will you be following?
Yes, I will. It's an American League team that's here, and they've had a fantastic season. Dustin Wolf, the goaltender, boy, oh boy, what a prospect. And a 7th rounder at that. That's amazing. So they did that. It's Brad Pureliving. Let's give him credit there. Coach of the Year, Mitch Love. And, let's just see where it goes. I think once the playoffs start rolling, they'll get a good crowd going. If they win a series or two, I think people will be interested to see them.
Well, it's number one from the audience. Ted in Red Deer says, new home, same great show. Well done, RP crew. Well, for that, today we thank Mark Steven and Ben Hebert and our friends for stopping by. Wayne in BC says, the quarterback is always the face of most franchises. I'd love to know a team where he's not.
In the current CFL, boy.
Or even NFL, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how that came up, but he's just throwing it in.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's pretty
fair.
fair.
The interesting thing, Allie in Texarkana, she's very upset at the officiating in the Dallas-Minnesota series, which is 1-1.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can see some problems there, yeah.
On the Dumba thing?
Yeah.
No suspension. Oh, I see. Okay, Allie. Well, we got to get over these things.
Dumba grew up right around here, but.
Is that right? His dad originally, Charlie, I believe, is his dad,
right.
Originally from Regina. You got to love those hockey connections. I'm interested to see what the Wranglers draw. It's a very affordably priced ticket.
Yeah, and then the playoffs, and just get behind it. It is the Flames affiliate, so why not? I think once it gets rolling, assuming they win a round or two, I think they'll be.
You don't think in round one it'll be?
Yeah, I think people have a little bit of time wrapping their head around it, but once they get going, it'll be fine. I don't know if they'll fill out the place, but I think they'll do a good job in putting a lot of people in the lower bowl.
Yeah. Well, I went to an afternoon game with Perry Shockey. You know Perry. There was 8,000 there, but that was the kids' day.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
The 8 little kids screaming their heads off. That's marketing, man. Those kids grow up, be Wrangler fans. But
you bet.
It's just interesting when the Wranglers moved here in the summer. I don't think they had any idea what they would draw. Nobody had any idea what they would draw. What do you think's possible? Because one thing I have heard, Mark, is there's too much hockey here.
Yeah. Well, in the first, let me put it this way. If they start playing in a championship round, I think they'll draw minimum 10,000 people, maybe more. Hockey into May, hockey into June, I guess. That's what it is. But, no, they're going to play for a long time. They'll have, many nights this stage themselves locally. So I think they'll do pretty well.
The Hitmen have drawn 18,000. Connor Bedard aside, but they've filled that place, right, in the past.
Yeah, but mostly they put people in the lower bowl, which I understand. That's reasonable.
Caleb writes in and says, who you got tonight, Jets or Golden Knights? I'm sorry. I got to say Vegas.
Yeah, I do too. I'd love for the Jets to win. I hope they win. I really hope they win. It'd be really exciting for them to, knock off Vegas, just like the 18 West final there. Maybe they'll do it tonight, but, could they go into Vegas and win 2 games? doubtful, but let's watch it. I'm really looking forward to that.
Ryan in Atlanta writes that he says, another great RP show, Atlanta's NHL show. He's all excited. Did you hear the story? Vernon Krause,
yeah,
billionaire car dealership magnate, wants to bring the NHL to Atlanta and build this huge development outside the city. What do you think of the chances? A 33rd team or a team moving there?
More moving there. I think 32 is enough, isn't it? That's the way I see it. I just don't. I think it'd be I think it's pretty unwieldy now, to tell you the truth. But a 33rd team. I know it's easy to write off Atlanta as a market, but it's a huge city. It's one of the biggest. Them in Houston without an NHL franchise, you know, and it'll restore Atlanta to being a Big Four city with all 4 teams there. I got to say, especially in the last few years, the Thrashers' ownership just didn't care. They're far more invested in the Hawks. So were the people of Atlanta well served? I don't know. The team was not particularly competitive. They did make the playoffs one year and drew well. So I'm neutral. I'm open to it. But I understand that maybe Atlanta doesn't want to be known as the only city in North America to lose 2 teams to 2 smaller cities in Western Canada. But they are.
I think you'd be the only one that would point that out. But some of our audience have said, it's failed twice. Would you go back there? And why would you go back there? And I use the Ottawa CFL story.
Yeah, and the NHL has gone back to markets. Now, not a third time, but, you know, they went back to Minnesota. They went back to the Bay Area. Yeah. They've done that. You know, the Atlanta Flames, again, same thing. They were good, but never great. The market was never put to a full test. So, you know, and they drew okay, but not great. And they just were losing too much money at the time, so they moved here.
I got to take a picture of this for Ryan in Atlanta because I was walking around the Saddledome the other day looking in the souvenir store, and they have, I don't know if you saw it, the Atlanta Flame, red with a flaming A.
Do they? Okay.
And my knees got weak. But I don't wear jerseys.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I bought one, what would I do with it type thing? But that was a hot jersey, man.
Yep. Very good.
What do you think the first player you see when you see the Atlanta Flames jersey?
Kent Nilsson.
Willie Platt.
That was close second, yeah.
Paul Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Bobby McMillan.
Yeah, what a history, man.
Hector Radicchio, Dan Bouchard.
I got all those. Well, I had all those cards till Mom threw them out.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
So I get it that there's would be a lot of antipathy to going back to Atlanta, but it's a big market. I think they've been, the first ownership group, the Cousins were okay. Second ownership group, I'm really not sold on them that they gave it the best effort. And the teams of especially the Thrashers, were not very good. What market
that would help? Right.
That would help, yeah. Play a few playoff games, yeah.
Mark, always appreciate you coming by. So much fun. Enjoy the hockey.
Thank you. We will. It's been really enjoyable, and we'll watch the playoffs and see how many Canadian teams get out of the first round.
And we'll see you on the football trail.
Yep.
Voice of the Stamps, Mark Steven. No show Friday, everybody. We'll be back here Monday, 10 a.m. Mountain, noon Eastern, Ace Casino Airport, Hotel Clique, Calgary Airport, here on Game Plus TV and WQEE Radio.
Who has more fun than us?